today I have Alexa, my girl. I love her. This is one of my greatest friends in the whole world, Alexa. And today we decided we wanted to do a video talking about femininity, comparison, all of those things that play daily positives and I guess negatives. I mean, they're good things and bad things in our lives that we deal with on a daily basis. And so, welcome in. We want this to kind of be as if we both had cups of tea. In fact, Alexa has one. Let me grab mine. I also think that as women, and even men, I mean, this goes for every person on the planet in comparison. We have in our minds, like, it's just a natural instinct. Like, you'll see someone and you'll think, like, oh, they have such good hair. Like, I wish my hair was good. Or, like, oh, they are so smart. I wish I was that smart. Or like, everyone really loves being in conversation with them. I wish that's how it was for me. Like, we could find things about everyone. And we've gotten it into our mind that it, like, has to be done. Comparison has to be done. But it doesn't. Like, you don't need to compare yourself to anyone. Like, nobody can carry the message that you carry. No one can sing the song that you sing, or speak the words that you can speak, or paint the picture you can paint, or look the way you look. Like, no one in their entire lifetime will ever be you. And no one in their entire lifetime will ever be me or will ever be Alexa. And so there is no need to compare because there is no comparison. There isn't even really such a thing. We just created it. Like, it never was intended for there to be comparison.
Yeah, and that's so true. And I think that sometimes we get so preoccupied with looking at everyone else, and really we think we're being nice because we're, like, complimenting them in a way, like, oh, wow, they're so smart, oh, wow, they're so beautiful, oh, wow, they're so great at this. But really, in the meantime, you're downing yourself because you're saying, oh, they're awesome, but I am blah, blah, blah. And what always follows behind but I is never something good. It's not, oh, they're so smart, but I'm also smart. It's always, oh, they're smart, but I'm not that smart. And so we look at all these people and what they are, and then we end up getting caught up in that. And meanwhile, that's preoccupying us, and then we're not, like you said, carrying the message that we're supposed to be carrying to the world. Say I'm supposed to be spreading a certain message or being an activist for a certain cause that I'm really passionate about, but I'm too busy worrying about so-and-so who's really passionate about something else that I'm not even passionate about, but they're doing such a great job from my perspective.
That's really good.
So then I'm not doing what I'm created to do. I'm not doing what I'm excited to be doing, because then I watch what they're doing, and then I'm like, ugh. And then I feel bad about myself, and I don't feel qualified to do what I'm supposed to be doing. Meanwhile, I'm the only person in the world that's supposed to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing. If I'm not doing it, the world's missing out on that because now I'm not doing it.
That's good. I think as a society, we have decided that being ourselves, truly being ourselves, whether that's, having the laugh we have, speaking in the tone of voice we speak in, whatever it isn't good enough. It needs to be altered or changed. Because when we see magazines, we see that they're always altered. The people don't just look the way they look. Like, celebrities have cellulite because they have babies. And when you have babies, you know what I mean? Things like, they're human. And you know what? They probably like Dunkin' Donuts like the rest of us. So, but we have decided in our heads that we're not good enough the way we are. And that speaks to everyone. Me, Alexa, you, Bob over there. We don't have a Bob over there. Just a thought, though. That we have to be changed. We have to be altered. And we have to strive for something. We have to reach this goal. And we need to get to the place where we figure out that being ourselves is the most attractive thing we could do. And being ourselves is the best thing we could do for who we are. And the essence of femininity does not come in what size you are, what you look like, what you have to say. It just comes in the essence of who you are. When you were born, it was a part of who you were as a woman. Yeah. And you didn't have to strive for it. It was just a part of who you were.
No, that makes sense. And I love how you said that it's an essence. Like, it's been there since you were born. It's been there throughout your whole life. And you don't have to try. You don't have to strive because it's already there. Like, believe it or not, I'm not trying right now to be brown. It's just there. Like, I was born this way. It's going to stay this way. I can think as much as I want, but it's still going to be this way. I'm not like sitting here like, oh, I'm trying. And it's the same thing. Like, that's a silly example, but it's exactly the same. Like, we don't have to try. You don't have to try. And I think there's so many people watching this that need to hear that, because how many times have you heard that today, this week, this month? You probably haven't. Like, you do not have to try. You just have to be who you are. You just have to be. And so when people are like, well, just be yourself, like, it sounds like it's impossible, but it's not. Or it sounds like you have to try to be yourself. Like, okay, I'm going to really try today to just be who I am. But you don't even have to try to do that. So I think it's just taking away that mindset of, like, having to do something specific, having to be someone specific, having to do certain things or change certain things. Like, oh, I'll love myself once I fix this, and this is okay. And, like, I think we get into this, like, well, I can tolerate these things about myself. Yeah. And that's not what we should do. We should be in love. Like, we should be infatuated with ourselves.
It's not even cocky. It's just
It's not. It's not prideful. It's not cocky. It is powerful. If you are confident in who you are and you're seeing yourself every day and you're like, you know what, you're awesome because you are the only person on earth that is who you are. There are no repeats on earth, and that's what's so exciting. So if you just step into that and you get excited about that instead of taking it on as a journey of like, oh, here I go, like, time to stop being so insecure about certain things. But it's like, no, like, get excited, dive into who you are and find out things about yourself.
Okay, for example, if you ask a guy why they find a woman attractive, like if I've ever had a conversation with guy friends or, you know, whoever, they've never been like, this is what is attractive, dun, 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 dun. Like, they just find women attractive. They don't know why. There's many things about her. It could be her heart, her personality. It could be her physical appearance. Whatever it is, like, they just find a woman attractive. There's just something about a woman that just, like, draws a man in. And you have that something because it's just a part of who you are. Yeah. And it looks different than you than it looks in someone else. And that is intended. Like, I think in our minds we think that being different, because when we're younger and in middle school and you're different than other people, it is the worst thing in the whole world. And then when you get older, you realize, oh, it's good, but being different is good. But it's really hard to live it out. But by you being really actually different from someone else, like, that was intended. And so it's just in the essence of who you are. You don't have to strive for it. You don't have to perform for it. You don't have to change for it. It is already in you. And you are the most beautiful you could be just by being yourself.
Okay, so I think it's really cool that we can, like, sit here all day and talk about, okay, don't compare and you're awesome and all that stuff, and I think that's all really good, but it also helps to talk about how we can go about that. Practical ways.
Let's not do that.
Exactly. So there's a lot of different things we can do, and I don't know them all. We don't know them all. We're both trying to figure this out still too. But I think one thing is noticing when you start comparing yourself to other people. So for someone, it might be when you're on Instagram. I know Instagram's a big one for a lot of people because you're following all these people, you're looking at all the things that they're presenting about their lives, and no one's really going to post a picture like, hey, just cried myself to sleep, what up? Like, no one's going to post that part of their lives.
Funny, but you're right.
And so you're seeing all the, like, awesome stuff that's happening in their lives, and you're like, what the heck? Like, meanwhile, you're over here and you're having a bad day, or, like, you just got in a fight with your boyfriend or something like that, and you don't feel good, and then you go on these things, and that may be when you notice that you're comparing yourself. So just paying attention to when you start comparing yourself and really making yourself aware of that, and, like, turning on the switch in your head that says, okay, I'm not going to allow myself to keep comparing without noticing it. So deciding and choosing every day to say, okay, I'm going to notice when I'm comparing myself to people. And I think that's really the first step, because if you're not noticing it, then you're not going to be able to redirect it and change that energy that you're throwing towards comparing into doing, like you said, what you're supposed to be doing in the world. So I think that's the first thing, is just really noticing that you're comparing in the first place, because a lot of the times we do it and we don't even notice.